more or less. But it's one of
Excuse me?
Yeah, more or less. But it's one of those things where the more you talk, it's like I hear you. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm talking. But it's like, it's one of those things where you have to realize, start young. Like, don't wait till you're 30 and then all of a sudden, like biology is kicking you in the fucking womb. Right? Well, womb, ovaries, I don't know.
Not everybody grows in the same pace. I feel like
Listen, everyone. If I have a daughter, I'm like, yo, you have to fucking do this shit. Like, be a wife early. Like, train for this shit. I will put her through the Olympics.
Not everybody has that paternal figure, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, just my advice to give most women is to do that. You three want to be boss babes. It's like, that's cool and everything. But like, why even go towards that route if guys don't give a fuck? Like what he said. Like, I don't give a fuck.
All right, let's make this simple for the ladies so they can understand it. Did you have something before I go into this?
Yeah,
go ahead, please.
So like, then why are we So your analogy that you used earlier, like, why are we starting at 18? Like, I'm still, no matter that I'm legal now, I still have like a very girl mindset. Like, that's when you're just finishing school, everything. Like, you haven't even tried to be a woman yet necessarily. Like, you haven't gone out into the world. You don't know what it's like yet. I feel like right now where I'm at, like 23, I feel like this is like the most, obviously because it is the most grown I've been, but I feel the most grown that I've been. Like at 18, my mindset was not marriage, this, that, and the third. It's, oh my God, I just graduated high school.
And think about
guys to me. But now I'm like out of college, I'm working. It's like, okay, now I can look for these things. Like just using your specific analogy, like at this age, I think this would be my best age to possibly do what you're saying.
And as an 18-year-old, who are you supposed to be dating? Guys that are older? Or like, think about guys
I was
at 18.
using extreme to illustrate a point, but we'll continue.
But so, am I supposed to be dating people as an 18-year-old? Am I supposed to be dating somebody that's older? Because how many high-value guys do you know that are 18 years old?
7 to 10 years above you,
But all you really know, like if you're thinking about 18 years old, that's high school. All you know is high schoolers. How am I supposed to go out as an 18-year-old and meet a guy who's I can't even get 20-something who's a high
That's
value?
a blank slate. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a teacher. I taught high school, and the high school girls who are 18 right now, like both of you guys, like girls think the same.
Wait, you guys are reading way too much into the 18. We're doing this to display an extreme example, but the point I'm trying to make here is not necessarily the age. It's that men value innocence. You understand?
Yeah.
Men
because they want to groom
innocence.
them. Sure.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't say groom. I would say coach her to be. You got to train her to be a good girlfriend.
That's grooming.
What's your definition of innocence?
No bodies.
Not having trauma.
Literally zero bodies.
Like having less bodies, having less trauma. I mean,
emotional damage.
If you guys want to call it grooming, you could call it grooming, but I consider it training because I think for a girl to be the best girlfriend to you, you have to train her to be the best woman that she could be. Women need leadership. A woman without instruction is headed for destruction.
So what's the difference between training and grooming, in your opinion, then?
Well, training, there's a purpose at the end, right? If I told you, hey, you're going to go ahead and compete in this sporting event in 6 months from now, you would be training every day for that event, correct? To be at your best for that event, correct? I think look at it the same way for a woman. She needs to train to be her best for that man. You know, I find it absolutely ludicrous that women are willing to go to a job and train for a job or train at the gym or train for all these other things that institutions that don't necessarily give a fuck about her. But if I say, hey, you should be training for your man, they look at me like I'm crazy and that's misogynistic. No. The man is probably going to be the most important component in your life because that's going to lead you to a family. That's going to lead you to overall happiness. That's going to lead you to overall satisfaction. Women don't derive satisfaction from success and money. They derive it through family and children.
Yep.
When two men meet, they shake hands and share what is your career. When two women meet, they hug and say, do you have a family? Do you have kids?
Yep.
So men and women are not the same. So I look at it like that's what women should be prioritizing because you have a finite amount of time. And I'm going to ask you guys this. Let's say you have a 21-year-old woman and a 21-year-old man. Both parties make $100,000 a year. Who has more power in the sexual marketplace or the dating marketplace? The man or the woman?
The woman.
21 years old. The woman. Cool. 25 years old. Both make $100,000 per year. Who has more power in the dating marketplace? The man or the woman?
The woman.
Okay. What are you shaking?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna say the man.
I'm gonna say I was gonna say the man.
Because I think the man at any age with
it's arguable. It's arguable that it could be both. But okay, 30 years old. Both of them make $100,000 per year. Who has more value in the dating marketplace? The man or the woman?
The woman.
You think the man now?
I think man.
I feel like
I'm starting to shift a bit. Okay, 35 years old. Both making $100,000 per year. Who has more command in the dating marketplace at this point? The man or the woman?
Always the woman. As long as the woman makes the same amount as a man, she will always have more power than.
Okay. Anyway, so the rest of you think it's the man, right? Okay. Now 40 years old. 40 years old making $100,000 per year both. Who has more power in the dating game? The man or the woman?
I'm always gonna stick with man.
The man, right?
Yeah.
Okay. as I go up in 5-year increments, will the woman ever overtake the man?
I would say no.
No, right?
No.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that you have a finite amount of time to find the best guy that you can? About a 10-year window. Based on what we just talked about.
So what's that window, between 20 to 30?
Yes. And you guys just literally agreed with me.
Well, that should be
Shout out
when
to Kevin Samuels.
that should
Like,
be when girls
RP.
gonna get married.
Like,
though.
like I literally just proved it just now. Like, in every scenario, the woman has the leverage in her 20s, and then as you get to 30, the man starts to get the leverage, and it never comes back to the female.
But I think that's fine when we start increasing the age. But you guys, as guys, have to give us that time to build ourselves, is what I'm saying. Like, you're making it from 18 to 22, but I think we should be focusing on ourselves at that point. And then once
But this
we get
isn't
older,
my opinion. They polled men from 18 to 60 years old, and they found that men
Right.
universally,
I'm just saying
regardless
what
of
I
culture,
think it should be, is what I'm saying.
who cares what you think it should be? I'm telling you what is. Like, this.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is a terrible thing that women typically do. Oh, I don't like these rules. I'm gonna change them. It should be like this.
Let's do it.
You know what?
Let's
How
do
about
it.
this? Y'all should go ahead and date homeless guys that are 5'2".
Go ahead.
That's how it should be. They should get a chance too.
Go do it.
Come on, man.
Go.
Give them a chance.
It sounds like you want to date
Like
the
all these
homeless
guys.
women.
No.
Wait, you literally said you literally said
No. Like, 'cause I'm literally just using your analogy. Like, you're saying, oh, it shouldn't be that way. But by the same accord, I could say, y'all should go ahead and give short guys a chance. Y'all should give broke guys a chance. Y'all should give all these guys that aren't necessarily the most
we
attractive a
do.
chance. But you don't, though.
But we do, though.
Not really.
But
No, we
Mike,
do.
You're single.
Guy,
Yes.
maybe, but...
So, like, I find it incredible
What does that
how
mean?
girls don't like the rules,
If-
and then they think that society should bend to their whim on what they want. And I'm telling you, you guys would never do that for us.
Yeah.
Would you date a homeless woman?
Men and women aren't the same.
Wait,
Would you
would
date
you?
a
It's would you
homeless
date a-
woman?
yeah, it's
Yes
would
or
you.
no?
I'm just asking a question. I don't want you to
Oh,
get
me?
frustrated. Both
Would
of
you
you
both?
guys.
Both of y'all can answer.
Would you date
I mean,
a homeless person?
listen, if she's homeless and I'm making money, like just my
No
home.
way.
Why is she homeless? Why is she homeless?
Listen, it doesn't matter.
What's her background? What's her baggage?
It doesn't matter. Whoa.
This is
You know
incredible.
what? It's rare to meet a woman who's homeless nowadays.
It's hot
rare.
to you?
It's
You
rare.
like that?
Okay, and
There's a
No,
reason
it's not
why.
rare. No,
There's a
it's
reason
not
why.
rare. Actually, there's a lot of homeless people.
There's a reason why a man that's a king can marry a peasant and turn her into a queen, and doesn't work the other way around. Like, if the girl's attractive and not a whore, like, yeah, that guy will take her in probably. But
What
it
if
won't work
she-
the other way around. That's
But
my
how
point.
How is she attractive if she? I mean, she doesn't have the
Section
abilities that what?
Huh?
Never mind, go ahead.
How
What?
is a homeless person who doesn't have
I mean, this
the
is an extreme
abilities to like,
example.
take care of
Section
herself? I
8.
mean, it is very extreme. It's a very
The
hypothetical.
point I'm
but
trying to illustrate is that men don't care about women's resources in general. That's all I'm trying to highlight.
I mean, but why is it extreme when we ask for it, but it's not extreme when you ask if we would date a homeless man?
Because y'all would, I'm trying to illustrate that her situation was wild because she said, well, it shouldn't be that way that men prefer younger women. And then I countered with saying, well, it shouldn't be that way that women want shorter guys. They want taller guys. So, like, I can't sit around and change the rules on what women want. Like, so why is it that women think that they could change the rules on what men want?
I don't think we can change the rules. It's just what we
So
would
then why are you saying
prefer.
should?
Because I have an opinion just like everybody else.
All right.
Well, it's not going to change, though.
That's fine. I didn't say let's change it right now. I just said what I.
It's
what I
never
think
gonna
it should
change.
be. That's okay. You're not hearing me.
It's
I'm just saying what I would prefer.
okay.
if you're giving hypotheticals, I think
Right.
she was just
we
trying
can,
to give an
yeah,
hypothetical.
it's just
Okay.
we're doing
A
it.
hypothetical that is
Hold
not
on.
based in reality whatsoever.
But
Yeah.
going
That-
back, okay, so forget the should. You're right. It shouldn't. If your whole
Forget it,
hold
Myron.
on. I'm not.
Erase it from your mind.
Okay. So your whole niche, right, is that you're trying to teach these guys that are watching your podcast and everything how they should, like, go back to what you were saying. Your purpose really is that you're trying to teach guys how to be these high value men so that they can so if I need to form my thought here because we just discussed so much.
That's for the daytime show. The nighttime show just goes to illustrate how delusional females are.
Wait,
which you guys have done a fantastic
I just
job
have
of
one
proving.
question, and I have nothing else to say about it.
Oh, I
Do you
mean, go
guys
ahead.
consider yourself high value men?
I mean, what do you think?
No. I'm asking you.
We can
Don't
answer after you answer. Go ahead.
No. It's you guys. See, here's the thing. You don't call yourself that. It's just how people view you.
Yeah.
If you view it that way, that's one thing. If
So-
you don't,
But
then that's fine.
I would
Hold on.
still
So
wanna
answer it
know.
for each other. Do you think he is a high value man and vice versa?
It's fine. We don't even.
It's the perception.
But you
It's
guys
how-
don't want
it's-
to
it's
answer
how-
the
it's
question.
how the women- it's
It's
how-
like, I don't agree. Let's
No,
agree.
because I'm a dude.
Because you're supposed to display the characteristics, and it's on the people to assume or not assume that you fit a certain metric. Saying that I'm an alpha male, blah blah. No, you don't categorize yourself in that category. People do it for you based
Yeah.
on how they perceive you.
Not
How
alpha
about it's
male,
the way you
high
feel about
value.
yourself that matters?
I'm just giving an example.
No,
I just
mean,
wait. So you're not gonna answer the question?
You're
do
not
you
gonna
consider
like,
yourself
do you,
high value?
Yeah.
That's just a
do you
simple
have
question.
those
I mean, if-
characteristics that you
Once
would
again,
think?
the people, because end of the day, if someone views you as high value, then it's
Okay, so
what
do most
someone,
people consider you high value?
If you had to imagine your characteristics
no,
and
no, no,
somebody
no, no,
else,
no, no,
like,
no. Do most
I don't know.
people,
Fantastic
from what you've
deflection.
heard,
Yeah.
do most
Fantastic
people
deflection.
it's not
consider you?
deflection. It's
It
just
is
a
deflection.
curiosity. Like, do you find yourself high value? It's a yes or no.
That's
Maybe
not on me to
positive.
answer.
Do
That's
okay,
on the
so what
public
you've
to-
heard, so what you've heard about yourself, do you consider?
Oh,
do most
yeah,
people
him?
consider you?
Himself?
It's on them to pick.
That's misogyny.
I don't get it. I
But
don't
you've
gotta do that.
heard what people have said about you. So do you consider yourself high value based off of what other
It
people
depends
have
on the
said?
individual. Everybody
hard
has their
to
own
All
take.
right, you're going
Somebody
around
who knows
circles.
you, somebody who knows you well, would you think they would consider you a high value man?
That depends on them.
All right, just
It depends on who you
that's
ask.
the question.
Who knows
'cause-
them real good? I can answer
It
that
depends
for
on who you
you.
ask.
Because like
Okay,
if,
I'm asking Chris. Hey,
no,
Chris.
no, I mean, listen, Myron does well, man. That's all I can say.
So yes.
Does men what? Does well
well.
financially?
I mean, we're kind of diverting from the topic at hand. You were saying something. You were going to ask a question, and you're saying like, "Hey, you teach guys how to be, get their shit together, whatever." Yeah, that's during the daytime shows. The nighttime shows, honestly, are to show men that women are fairly delusional with their worldviews.
Yeah.
And you go to sleep peacefully at night thinking that.
After
yeah,
we
yeah.
I mean, there's been a pattern shown that a lot of women lack critical thinking skills. I mean, I'm telling you guys things that are objectively true with how men view women and dating and relationships. And you guys, instead of saying, "Oh, you know what, I can understand that perspective," it's, "Well, I don't think it should be that way," or "I disagree." And I've been saying things that are objectively fact in general, and you guys disagree with it. I'm
So,
kind of like, okay,
Can I add something? You say what I agree, men and women are not the same.
yeah.
So maybe some of us may not be completely rational or not rational, but completely logical or critical thinking. But
I think that's been self-explanatory.
I think a lot of men are not very emotionally intelligent, and that's something that women actually have.
Define emotional intelligence.
Like in tune with people's empathy, and for
I think
example,
women-
like I think an emotionally intelligent person wouldn't say some offensive stuff to women, like
Well,
say like she's a hole or
I
something.
think, honestly, if I'm going to be all the way honest, and it's kind of been proven during the course of this podcast,
Please be
I
honest.
think women lack empathy.
Do you,
really?
I have a question. Are you insecure at all?
Oh, fantastic. So
Misogyny.
this is like literally like boom, like right out the script. How is stating uncomfortable truths and facts between the two genders insecure?
What?
I don't even know what you just asked.
So you asked a question you didn't even.
I asked you if you
I
were
answered your question.
insecure. Okay,
I'm
that was
asking,
the end
like,
of my question.
how-
No,
how-
you're answering a question with another question though.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get her to think here. How is what? Well, you know what? I'll answer your thing in a second here. Back to you with empathy. I think women lack empathy, and this conversation has kind of proven that throughout the thing.
And what do you think women lack empathy nowadays?
Well, define empathy real fast for me.
Empathy is the ability to feel for other people and relate to others.
Okay. So during the course of this conversation, I've expressed to you guys the male situation with how we view women, what we want, etc. And instead of saying, you know what, that's right, that makes sense. I see your perspective. It's, well, it shouldn't be that way. I disagree. I'm a woman, and I think men should want that. That is one of the biggest examples of a lack of empathy. I think women have sympathy, which means they can feel sorry for you and kind of see that perspective. But empathy is the ability to put yourself in the shoes of the individual that's talking about a situation. And what I've realized through this conversation, which a lot of women, is they lack empathy. They're not able to put themselves in a male perspective and understand the male experience because women live a very different life than men do. Which is fine. I'm not knocking that.
Yeah, it's
but
fine.
here's the difference between men and women. Men have to have empathy to understand women to be attractive, because if I'm going to take a girl on a date and get laid, I know that I got to smell good, have my shit together,
Look good,
carry a conversation,
talk
take
well.
her somewhere fairly nice, have my apartment nice and clean when we come back. I
And
need to
maybe-
make her feel comfortable. I
That's
need to make her feel safe.
maybe.
So I have to understand women to get them. But women, on the other hand, just show up. They don't have to understand men.
Yep.
Which during the course of this conversation has been pretty well proven that a lot of you guys don't
I think-
necessarily understand men.
I think what you're
So I think women lack empathy.
describing as our lack of
In general,
empathy is
yeah.
our opinion, which is not always the same as yours.